Good morning. How are you guys doing today?
Good, pretty good.
Good.
Doing good.
I'm happy to hear that. So, before we get started, I just want to review with you guys confidentiality. Just want to remind you that everything that we say in the group stays in the group. That you don't talk about it when you see each other in the hall, and that we just keep it in here. Whatever we discuss stays in the group. And also want to remind you guys that if at any point you tell me or I become aware that somehow someone's hurting you, or that you're hurting somebody else, or that you want to hurt yourself, it is my responsibility to report it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So I want to tell you what we're going to talk about today. So today we're going to be working on identifying individual and school support systems and resources. And also we're going to be working and identifying ways of creating new support systems. So before we get started, I want to ask you guys, how was your homework? Did you guys do the homework?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I actually
Yes.
did.
I didn't.
No, you forgot? Okay, so I just want to remind you to continue to do the homework, work on looking at the mirror in yourself, practicing positive self-talk. And the reason that we do that, because if we can change the way you think, you can change the way you feel, and then therefore change the way you act. And that's called cognitive behavior therapy. So that's what they use to change and make you feel better. So I'll encourage you to continue doing that throughout the year. Okay, look in the mirror and say, I can do this. Let's move on. For today, I have a very fun game that we can do with balloons. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna stand up, we're gonna make a circle, and I'm gonna throw balloons up in the air. And it's you guys' responsibility to work together to keep them from hitting the floor. Each balloon has a different word on it. And at the end of the game, I want you, when I say stop, you pick up 2 balloons each, and then we sit down, and then we'll talk about the game. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So, any questions?
No.
No? Okay,
Good.
good. So I'm gonna start throwing the first balloon up in the air. Make sure that you guys work together. You can separate a little bit.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. 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 Ooh, that one's hard. Oh my, that one's hard. Oh my,
Okay,
they're
be
tough.
careful that they're not hitting the floor.
Oh! In my face.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yeah, we're doing it.
Okay, good job. Why don't you pick up 2 balloons and sit down? Good job, you guys. Was that fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was cool.
Okay, so let's think about what we just playing. We were playing with the balloons, and I want you to think about what you were doing with the balloons. What were you doing while you were playing with the balloons? What was that? What was the goal? Well, what were you doing with the balloons?
Well, I was trying to keep them from falling down and like touching the ground.
Okay,
Trying to keep them up.
okay.
I was just trying to see the ones that were so close to hitting the ground, and I would just bump them up.
Okay.
I think I was just watching out and taking care of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I also
Checking them.
heard you guys talking to each other. And look at that one. That one's going down.
Yeah.
So, can you imagine trying to hold, like for example, just one of you, either you can, Rosie or Johnny or John, trying to hold all the balloons by yourself? Could you hold all the balloons by yourself?
No, I don't think so.
That probably
What do you
That's
think would
really
happen?
hard.
What would happen?
Oh,
A lot
well,
of them would have to drop.
yeah. I some will drop. I don't
You
think it.
probably have to choose a couple,
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
and then the other
Probably
ones
right.
would just fall.
So what will happen is that chances are that you will be so exhausted from holding all the balloons that you will have to decide to drop some off, like Rosie said, and to hold on to another ones. And then, so pretty much this activity that we did, it represents some of the issues and concerns that you guys are facing. Remember the issues and concerns that we talked about last week?
Yeah.
While all the balloons were up in the air, you were all working together as part of a support system to the balloons to help them keep up in the air. So today we're going to talk about the support system and resources that you all have in your life, and how you need those supports to be able to make it through the adjustment that you're coming to a new country, being in a new school. And as we start the discussion, I want us to go around, and I want you to read me what the balloons say. The balloons have some words in it, and those represent some of the things that you have done, some of the issues that we talked about last week. So, who would like to go first?
I'll go first. So one of them says campus and the other says friends.
Okay, so remember, somebody was afraid of the campus because it was
I
so
was,
big.
Yeah.
Someone was concerned about not having new friends.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, Rosie. Johnny, would you like to go next?
On my balloons.
Yes.
Yeah, read them.
To read.
One says language and one says diet.
Diet. Remember, it just happens that it was you, right? It was you that was concerned about the diet and the food that they have in the cafeteria. And then you guys talked about, I know that you have talked to me personally, concerned about the language and learning the new language. So, John, would you like to share?
Homework and teachers.
Remember, you also shared, one of you guys shared that you were afraid of the teacher may call on you and not knowing how to do the homework.
Yeah.
So those were all the issues that we brought up last week. So now I want us to think about those issues that you're facing right now during this transition, and I want you to think about your life. Who around you or what around you is helping you hold the balloons up in the air, or hold those concerns, or help you with those concerns as you're adjusting? And I want you to think not only who's helping you, but how are they helping you? What do they do to help you? So think about it for a little bit. And while you're thinking, maybe we can start in the middle and then go this way. That way it's not only from one side or from another. So, so think about who or what helps you keep your balloons or the concerns that you're facing up in the air, and how do they help you? Johnny, would you like to go?
I think my family helps me a lot. Like, my brothers and sisters will just, like, help me with chores around the house. And then my mom will cook for me and my dad will take me to school.
Okay, those are great
good.
ways that they help you.
Yeah.
John?
I was thinking for me, my church.
Okay.
Yeah, I like going to church, and I think my church helps me because people there pray for me and they're
Okay.
concerned for me.
Okay.
And then when I pray, I feel like not only everyone else, but like God really helps me, and I feel like support from my church family.
Okay. Rosie?
For me would be when I was back in Mexico, a lot of my friends helped me out because I didn't really have a lot of family there. And also my grandma, she just works, she cooks and cleans and does all this stuff and takes me to school. So they're really my support system.
So that's great. As you can tell, some of it is family, some of it is friends, some of it is your faith or your church, the place where you get together. So those people, they help you keep your balloons up, or they help you with the concerns of life. Those are the people that they're your support system. Sometimes when you go through adjustment, like Rosie said, in Mexico, you had your friends and they were helping you, and in here, you don't have those friends. So sometimes what happens when you move or when you're going through a transition, and even in life, as life moves on, sometimes you have to adjust your support system. And what does it mean to adjust? That means that you have to let go of some support system and you have to create new ones. For example, now that you're here in the school, now it's time to create new support systems and finding out what is here, what do we have here in the school that can help you with your support systems. So I want us to do an activity. When you came in, you selected you picked out a map and you picked out a list of resources. So what I want you to do in the map, we're gonna go through the map and we're gonna look for 3 important buildings here on campus. Here at Pioneer High School, there's 3 important buildings. And since you selected some coloring, your favorite coloring pencils, I want you to color them. What I did, I created like a master copy of the buildings so that way you can see them really good. But I want us to go through these buildings and I want to make sure that you know where the buildings are and what do they provide. So the first building that I want you to look at is student services. This one blue here is student services. So you can color it, you can circle it, so that way you know exactly where student services are. Now student services is where they have the nurses right there. So if you're ever sick or you don't feel well, you need to go home, you need to call your parents, you go to the nurse's office, you go to the student services, or the psychologist is there, and also the counselors are there. So my office is right there. And if you see in part of the resource sheet that I gave you, the purple sheet, you'll find in there all the names of the counselors in there.
Yeah.
And they're all listed by the alphabetical order in which the last name appears. So they're all right there, and you can see who your counselor is according to the letter that your last name begins with.
Okay.
So the counselor is there.
Awesome.
We also have in there the learning center. The learning center is the place where you go to do your homework after school. They have tutors and they have people in there that can work with you. They also have, the library is also there. When you want to check out a book, you go to the library. I also want you to look at, I color mine purple. So that is the pop room. I want you to go and circle it or color the pop room. And the pop room is a place where they provide you with the snacks. Right after school, if you're hungry, before you go home, or if you're gonna stay on campus for more activities, you go in there and they'll give you a bottle of water and they'll give you a snack. It's also a place that you can go and hang out. They have couches in there where you can go and sit down and just hang out while you wait for your parents to pick you up. Now, the pop room is open until 6 o'clock, so if your parents work late, they could always go and hang out in the pop room. They also help you find places where you can go and volunteer and do your community service hours. And not only that, but they also serve like a hub for all the clubs on campus. So if you're interested in joining a club, the pop room is the place to go. Another place that I want you to look at, and I color mine in pink, is the administration building. The administration building is where the principal is where the vice principals are. And if you look at the sheet that I gave you, in that one, not only has the counselor's name, but it also has the vice principal's name. So look at them by your last name, depending on what your last name is, the vice principal that corresponds to your last name. So those are the buildings that we have. And so can you guys think of any other places that you can use as support systems here at school that we haven't talked about? Or something that you can do to build a support system?
For me, I would say maybe like my teachers, if I could like talk to them, and they can help me with homework also too.
That's great. That's great, because your teachers are not only there to teach you, but if you build a good relationship with them, you can go and talk to them. And also they open up their rooms so that you can go and have lunch in their rooms as well. Anybody else?
I was thinking I kind of like sports a lot. I like soccer. I was thinking about joining the soccer team or trying
Okay,
out.
the soccer
Would
team.
that be?
Yes, that becomes part of your support group. That's an excellent idea. Johnny, what do
I
you
was
like?
thinking of joining a club.
Joining a club. That's perfect. And you know the place to go is the pop room. To go and they'll direct you. They'll show you all the clubs and all the places that you can go. Now, for homework, I'm gonna give you a little bit of homework. What I would like you to do is I would like you to take the map in your resource page, and then I want you to go into these 3 buildings this week, and I just want you to walk around and become familiar with what they have. Look at what they have, see what they offer, see what they can do for you. And if you feel brave enough, you could just say, hey, my name is Rosie, my name is Johnny, my name is John, and I want to know what you offer in here. Or maybe you could even go into your counselor's office, see if they're not busy, you can peek in their room and say, hey, my name is Rosie, my name is John, my name is Johnny, and you're my counselor. And they'll be more than happy to see you. That way you can see what they look like and you can get to know them a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna have you guys take these sheets of paper and do that this week.
Sounds good.
That sounds good.
Okay, so before we leave, as we start closing up, and now that you have homework, I want to ask you if you can tell me one thing that you're taking away from this meeting. Is there one thing that stood out to you?
I would say was that we have to make our own support systems now because I have my friends all in Mexico. I just have to find a new support system and it'll help me make new friends here.
That's good. That's good. And you know, a way to make new friends is going to the pop room and being there and meeting other people and they're hanging out in there. So that's a great way. That's a great thing to take away. Anybody else?
I got the map.
You got the map. Awesome. You got the map. That's awesome.
That's good.
The map has all the resources.
I was thinking what stood out to me was when you talked about the learning center and homework, and sometimes I struggle with getting help, and now I know where to go
Oh, that's
after
perfect.
school to find help for homework.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So I want to thank you all for being here today. I really enjoyed the session. Have a good week, and don't forget to do the homework. Okay?
Thank you,
Okay.
Ms. Gallegos.
Thank you, Ms. Gallegos.
You're welcome.
Oh, I have to go pee so bad.
We're counseling.